feel like I like to call things something a little kid would call. I don't know why I call things a towel. I just do, okay? And I've probably had it in here a little too long, but I never squeeze water on my hair. I just put it in a cotton towel. And I'm so tired of the people that say, you have to do this and you have to do that. And yes, I do, by the way, have wavy hair because as you can see, I spray some detangler in here to help me start detangling with my fingers. Because basically, before I go in with a comb, I kind of just want to separate everything out a bit. Anything to stick together. So just use this tingling spray and just kind of pull everything apart a bit. We need to go to town on this spray, in my opinion. I use lots of it. Like anytime I feel like something's gonna stick, I'm just like, grab your detangling spray, my friends. It's like really tangy. Yeah, my hair's a little bit more tingly than last time because I left it down for a couple days, which honestly, I don't always advise doing. It might look good, but I always hate afterwards because I'm like, I know they always say you should brush your hair before you wash it, but I don't know. It doesn't really always make a difference, to be quite frank. I think I just need to work on doing all separation I can do before I take a comb to it. Let's see. I start feeling like tingling spray. Okay, so I guess I want to talk about hair theory and people who talk about one particular study regarding blow drying hair. Now, I had heard somebody had said that this was based on a Korean study or something, that one study in 2011. So I looked and I couldn't find that. So I was just, which once again, I probably should have vetted something before I kind of talked about it. But it was apparently, according to, I remember one YouTube video I saw where they were saying that blow drying isn't technically better for your hair than hair drying, that somebody was saying was based on like one small study. But even like from what I saw, the PubMed study, it didn't seem like it was an extensive long-term study. And also too, just common sense in the history of the world. And I don't know, like what about the Victorian era? What about the Regency era when women had like extremely long hair? They didn't blow dry their hair back then, guys. Like, so I feel like the people saying, oh no, you have to blow dry your hair to make it healthier, I don't necessarily agree. I think a lot of it comes down to what is your styling preferences. I feel like for people that want these modern, like sleek, like a lot of people want a certain type of modern, sleek, trendy hairstyle, and all those may be beautiful. That's not really my type of hairstyling personally. Like, I even like curly hair that looks more, I don't know, not as, like, it doesn't have to be as extremely controlled. Like, I feel like right now, you either have straight hair, people with, like, truly straight hair that are doing lots of things to their hair to make it super sleek, or you have people with curly hair that are, like, doing a lot of extra things to make their curls look a certain way. And I don't know, like if you look at paintings of women that used to have curly hair, their hair wasn't always like, it didn't look perfect like it does like in a, I don't know, some influencer's video, which those styles are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but almost all of those styles require heat, whether it be from straight to curly or curly to straight. A lot of the more trendy hairstyles require heat. And then a lot of people are always talking about frizz, or like to avoid frizz. And honestly, I just don't think what people consider frizz is necessarily ugly. I think it's just more natural looking. Like it's more how your hair looks just naturally without putting like lots and lots of products in it. But if you like a product heavy routine, then yeah, you should do that. But it just depends on like what is your goal, like with your hair. Like for me, I mostly want to wear my hair in like braids and updos, so I don't have any need for my hair to like look trendy. Like I don't have a need for me to flat iron my hair. And even though I have been wearing my hair a little bit looser again recently, I have wavy hair, so I don't ever try to do some sort of heatless curls with it, or like do special things with mousse to make my waves look a certain way. I don't know, I let my hair just do its thing. And that's really honestly my best answer, is just, I don't know, let your hair do its thing, and I feel like the rest will take care of itself. I feel like we live in a time where everybody wants to have like a certain sleek rendition of a hairstyle, whether it be their natural texture or like another texture that's not theirs. And it just seems like it's very, like for a while, a lot of people in the natural hair community were like, no heat. But it seems like now it's kind of going the other way, where I see with all people really, where it's kind of going back to people wanting to do like 90s, or I would say maybe almost 70s. I think some of the stuff that people call like 90s inspired hair really looks like 70s inspired hair. Like certain types of, like, I don't know what you would call blowouts. And I've seen all hair types do them. Like it can range from like more of a curly blowout. Well, no, like people just, curly hair routine just requires more products, so it's probably not as heat intensive. Whereas like a certain type of blowout, it is heat intensive, because even if you have straight hair, it's usually requiring that you blow dry your hair even more to get it sleeker. And then in addition to getting super sleek, most of the people with the blowout want a certain type of curl that I've just never seen anybody in the history of the world. Like, there might be some people that naturally their hair curls like that, but I've never really seen people that naturally have hair that looks like a blowout. I've just never seen that. And then like the obsession with volume and like, oh, your hair has to be really big on top, and then wanting to spray volume sprays. And then I kind of laugh at some of that too, because some of the like volume that people are going for nowadays, it's much softer than what I would say 70s or 80s hair. Because 70s and 80s hair was kind of like helmet hair, like it was hairsprayed up to have like this big effect, and like teased and backcombed. You didn't just put some spray in the top of your hair or blow dry it a certain way to make it look like that. There was a lot of teasing, a lot of hairspray involved in those styles, you know? Just my observation on that. So yeah, there's just been different trends with hair over the years I've seen and come and go. But it kind of just depends on, like, what do you personally, as a person living in this world, want to do with your hair? Like, I don't think, okay, just based on one study, and that's not a comprehensive study, and just common sense, and there's other studies that said air drying was better. So I don't know what the big debate and the big fight is. I don't necessarily think blow drying your hair is going to make it healthier. I think what the people are trying to say is it makes it look sleeker, or it makes it look shinier. But also too, they have to use certain products. Like, most people have to use a lot of different types of products to continue to have that look, and over time it can damage your hair. So it's a give and take, really. So I don't know, it's just like, if heat styling makes you happy, then you should do it. But personally, I'm not interested in heat styling, because in the long run, it is damaging to your hair. Like, it just is, okay? Like, you can't pretend that it doesn't damage your hair, because even professional hairstylists are saying now you should go a minimum of 3 days. And I was watching, okay, I don't agree with everything the blowout professor says, because I think he's a little too obsessed with thinking that somehow a salon quality shampoo is going to get buildup off your hair better than like a drugstore shampoo, which is kind of ridiculous actually, because they all have sulfates in them, okay? No, I don't agree with it. It's a ploy. He probably believes that, but there's no scientific data that backs that up, by the way. The drugstore shampoo does not build up off your hair as good as salon quality shampoo. It's just a preference, really. So some people want to invest in like a really expensive shampoo because it makes them feel better about their hair. Maybe they feel their hair looks better, and they use a really expensive salon quality shampoo. I don't know. I can't really say like what the motivation is behind that, but I don't think it necessarily makes your hair look better. So, but one thing I do kind of agree with him and some of the hairstylists who point out, no, you cannot use heat on your hair every day or even every other day, is kind of pushing it. It's booking it. Like, you really are pushing it to be using that much heat on your hair. And there are like influencers, their hair may look really beautiful, but yeah, they're using way too much heat on their hair. They're just doing it. And why are they doing that? Because, hey, like, that's what they do. Like, all their content's about hair. And maybe their hair can withstand that, but I think a lot of people's hair wouldn't. And I'm personally just not gonna, like, I'm not gonna compromise my hair like that, or put my hair in that kind of a situation where it might get overexposed to heat. I I don't have a need for it. Like, it's just, so for me at the end of the day, I feel like the need for heat styling, it kind of goes hand in hand with wanting to do like specific hairstyles that they just don't really appeal to me. Like, I just love to braid my hair and do natural hairstyles, and people act like braiding is not a hairstyle, which I highly disagree, because yes, it is a hairstyle. You know, it's definitely a hairstyle, but some people think that braiding your hair is not a hairstyle because you're not like doing all these excess things with it. But to me, I've always just felt like natural, simple hairstyles are the best, and that's what I like. And I don't want layers in my hair, because a lot of trendy hairstyles, they require layers and heat and extra products, and I don't want to put all that in my hair. I just don't need to do that, and I'm happy with my hair in a more simplistic kind of way. I'm not saying it's 100% natural, but I'll just say more simpler. I don't need trendy, and I don't need like a 20-step hair care routine. I don't need that. And throughout the history of the world, women didn't have all those hair care routines. And I think the more expensive the hair products become, the more steps that are involved, the more opportunities you have to damage your hair, really. So sometimes less is more. It just is. It might not seem like more in the world of influencer culture, where people are using, I don't know, really high-end shampoos and doing all sorts of things. I saw somebody doing gua sha to their scalp the other day, and I don't know about that. I just feel like that's kind of pushing it, because the face might be one thing, but if you're not trained and you're just going for all these different things, I feel like that could damage your scalp. You got to be really careful. Just because you see an influencer do something in a video doesn't mean you should do it. Like, a lot of them do kind of really wacky things to get attention and to get views, and being more transparent is just not cool. It's not a cool thing, because there's this big need to tell a story. But I don't need to tell a story, I just need to tell the truth. You see, I live a truth-based life. Like, my hair content is based in truth. Like, I'm not one of these YouTubers that's like, I must tell a story, because you know what? Telling a story is usually something that's a little fantastical, it's a little contrived. So if your goal with social media is to tell a story, which, by the way, not all stories that are told well or formulated well, in my little opinion. You know, there's some stories that are pretty ding-dong bad. They're just not that good. Just because you're telling a story, that doesn't mean it's a good story. I mean, I love to tell stories when I want to tell a story, but I don't need to make everything a story. And I think that's a mistake, actually, with social media. And if you're looking to do more authentic social media, you don't need to tell a story. You just need to tell the truth. So I'm just transparent. I'm like, this is what I do. This is what works for me. If something else works for you, that's great. You know? But I do think overall, like, gentle hair care, combing your hair very gently from the bottom up, and not always using heat. Personally, that's what works for my hair. Not using heat. I'm not a big heat fan, and I don't think that's ever really going to change. Like, I don't ever foresee myself thinking, wow, heat is so good for my hair, and I want to start, like, blow drying and flat ironing my hair. Why? I don't want to do that. Like, I have no need for that. I don't need to straighten my hair and then put a different kind of curl into it. I don't need to, like, if I wanted to wear my hair loose, I would just wear it wavy the way that my hair did. Like, I tried that, and no offense to people who love, like, a wavy hair routine or a curly hair routine with mousse and gel and all that, and I tried it once, sort of modified, but it just wasn't for me. It made my hair feel heavy. Like, oil has never made my hair feel heavy. I love having oil in my hair. Leave-in conditioners never made my hair feel heavy, but putting, like, gels and things like that, I don't like that feeling in my hair. I just don't. Like, to me, it almost defeats the purpose of, like, why did I wash my hair if I'm going to put all that goopy goop in my hair? That's just how I feel, like, when it comes to all the gels and things that people feel like you should put in your hair. I don't know. But everybody has such wildly different opinions on how you should take care of your hair, but I just don't think heat is necessary. And most of the time, probably less heat would be better. And probably more protective hairstyling where you just wear your hair like after a certain point, you put your hair in a braid or an updo, like a bun. Like those are all really beautiful styles. And the beautiful thing about like braiding your hair, you just get those natural waves. Like I never bought, I think I still have some curlers somewhere in my closet that I bought years ago, but I wasn't really impressed with them. I don't know. It just wasn't. And what I really liked when I did want to do something like that a long, long time ago when I was younger, I just braided my hair in a lot of little braids and curled them up on the bottoms with a barrette. And the result was so much more beautiful and so much more exciting than any of those heatless curlers or contraptions that people are always like trying out, or even the sock curlers. I don't know. I don't get it. Like it's just not for me, I guess, you know? Some people really love those styles though. I really need to get this tingly wingly out. And I just slowly work it out. I feel like it's a little too. I have to hold it like that because it's feeling too slippery or something. I'm gonna try to work my fingers through some of these. I have a tingle up there. Get it loose and this to get it dislodged. Like something got stuck. That tingle's still in there. I wonder. I kind of want to just work it out a little bit more. The white tooth comb first. just start this small section first. No. Alright.